been true. And today I said, I'm going to show the bank account. And I'll explain to you why. Because people said to me, President, don't show the bank account. And I said, if there's one thing that Arise South Africa must fight for in this country, is openness and transparency to fight corruption. Our country has too many people that are doing things underground that nobody knows about. The very same Malema, when he was asked to say, disclose where your party gets the funding from, he defends the failure of the party to disclose the funders. This is a political party that's been running for many years. This was 2021. And he was unable to disclose the funders. It's the same corrupt things that we see. And I said, you know what? I don't care whether people are saying this or that or the other. I stand for the truth. And the truth is what will set our people free. The truth is what people will be able to hold on to and know that it is true. So I said, no, I have to show our bank account so that the whole country can see and understand that we mean business as Arise South Africa when we say that we are an honest political party that wants to ensure change in our land. We are not going to follow the examples of former people that we've seen in our country who preach one thing, but behind closed doors, they are living a completely fake or different life. We reject that and we come against such. And that's why it's important that even when the stakes are high, we remain true to our principle, honesty and transparency. And, it took so long for the EFF to be able to let people know where their money comes from. Even till date, there are still questions that people still ask. And I believe that this is so important. Because if you're not going to be honest about who's funding you, how can people trust you with their vote? You as the voter, why would you vote for a political party who you don't know who's funding them? Why would you do that? So it's dangerous for us to allow this to continue happening in our country because it means that there are people who are controlling things behind the scene using their money, and South Africans are being fooled to believe that they are voting based on what is being said, but the truth is there are people who are actually controlling it. We reject that narrative and we stand as Arise South Africa to fight against it, to say political parties must be open and transparent. And you'll ask any of the leaders in Arise South Africa, we are very open, we are very transparent. We are not afraid of showing people exactly what's going on in Arise South Africa. And we believe that it is our openness, our transparency, and our truth that will take us further and ensure that the voters are confident to say, we will vote for Arise South Africa because they came here and they told us the truth. They didn't come and lie to us. They didn't come and fake a story to us. They didn't come and say that, they don't get funded by this and that, and then tomorrow you find that they are. And, it even got to a point where people started questioning certain things about Malema because they said, we don't understand this relationship. And when those questions arised, the answers they got were sort of, well, this is my party. Either you comply or you leave. And frankly, we are tired of such behavior in South Africa. It's the reason why people are tired and they want to actually stop supporting political parties because they are tired of being lied to. They are tired of seeing one thing and seeing politicians live a different thing. I want to know from you, are you not tired? Because on my side, I'm very tired. And I remember a blogger was even saying that, there are pictures online of Malema having to attend their weddings and everything else. And I said to somebody that I understand where he was because maybe he didn't have the money and maybe they really did help him. But there has to be a generation that has to stand up that says that we refuse to be captured. We will do this on our own. We will dig within ourselves and we'll ensure that we fund the movement. We'll ensure that we fund the work that needs to be done. We were not going to give up on what we are trying to build to ensure that, we are buying face. No, we will ensure that we do the right thing. And what I'm going to do quickly is I'm going to log in to the IEC to show all of you because I believe that South Africans need to understand how politics works because the biggest issues we've got in our country, they stem from the fact that politicians in our country do everything behind closed doors. Everything is backdoor. And as a result of that, we see so much corruption because of that. So I'm going to log on to the IEC portal so all of you can see it. Here's Arise South Africa. And I'm going to go to generate reference number and pay. Now, we need to pay for the 2024 elections. There's a countdown. There's 4 days left. Friday is the due date to pay. Now, if we come to the payment and say 2024 national and provincial elections, you'll see all the amounts that need to be paid. Firstly, Arise South Africa is going for national. So that means all regions, we are going for them. So as a result of that, all regions, if you're going for national elections, you need to pay all regions, you need to pay 300,000. Here's the total. And then if you are going for the provinces as well, so if you are going for national and provincial elections, this is the amount that you need to pay. Why am I doing this? It's transparency. It's a new generation of leadership in South Africa where we are not hiding anything. Everything has to be out in the open. The reason why our country loses 300 billion every single year to corruption is because we've allowed things to not be transparent. We've allowed people to run this country behind closed doors, where even some have been found with dollars in their homes unaccounted for, and everybody kept quiet, and people continue to vote for such. It's important that we are open and transparent. So here's the amount, 750,000 rand that needs to be paid, and the due date that we need to pay that. It's important that each and everyone understand that the solution to this generation, it's in our hands. There's a comment here that I'm seeing from Terence. She says, so basically our democracy hinges on money and benefactors. This leaves the door wide open for corruption at the very outset. And I think this is important. Lima says, I want to know where this money goes to. So I think it's important that we discuss these things. And Tato says, Free State is calling you, sir. We want to vote for change. I'm rising up for the sake of my children and my country. I'm in Bloemfontein. Thank you so much. Now, leaders, it's important for us to understand that sometimes the country goes in the wrong direction. The reason why we have the minerals, we have the gold, we have the silver, it goes in the wrong direction because we are not willing to fight for it. And the people that control our country, what do? They continue to fund whoever they want, and when they fund them, they control them. Now, this is the third quarter of 2024. This is the funding that came out from all these political parties. You can see them. All this money came from one family in our country. One family in our country. And the sad part about it is we all watch as one family controls the whole country. It reminds me of Pharaoh in the Bible when it was the children of Israel that wanted to leave. And Pharaoh made it difficult for them to leave. That we live in a country where the funders of the political party, they control the agenda of the day, they control the media, they control the whole country. And when people ask themselves, but we voted, but we went to the ballot paper, why are we not seeing change? Because the people that you voted for are being funded by Freemasons. They're being funded by Illuminati cults. They are being funded by people that were part of the slave trade family members. They are being funded by people that are part of a cabal and a mafia. They are being funded by criminals. And it becomes important that each and every person that understands how this works, you don't keep quiet and watch and fold your hands. No, you stand up and say, we the people will lead. We the people. And this is why it's important to understand that our revolution, Arise South Africa, we will fund the revolution. We the people, you and I, we must dig deep and we must fund our own revolution. Because we've seen for many years, we've seen politicians come in, they are funded by who and who and who and who. You know, Maya Angelou says that when somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time around. Since 1994, we've seen the same people that are funded by these cabals. I call them the wicked, but when I say that, people say, no, you're casting judgment. And we all wonder, why is our country not changing? It's time that you and I fund things.
Yes, we might not have as much